Om Namo Venkatesaya. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavathanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashanteye Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanideye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Tismarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchate Namastasmi Vishnave Prabha Vishnave Lakshmi Nata Samarambam Nate Amana Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Partaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandatami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. At chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, where Bhagavan says that people think of him as only contained in this physical body and therefore they don't see his real Swarupa as such. So that's what Bhagavan says. Avyaktam Vyaktim Apannam Manyate Mam Avaddeha Parambhavam Ajanantaha Mam Avyayam Anuttamam. So that means I am the ultimate supreme God, but people don't realize that. So you can contrast this Ramavatara with Krishnavatara. So Ramavatara, Bhagavan did not want to exhibit any of his, these Paramatmic qualities. He always said that, in fact, when he killed Ravana, all the devatas appeared on the sky. Brahma, Shiva and other devatas, Indra and others, they said that, Rama, you are the Narayana Swarupam itself. And then Rama said, Atmanam Manusham Manye Ramam Dasaratatman. He said, I am Rama, Dasaratatmajam. I am the son of, I am Manusham. I am the human being as well as I am the son of Dasaratha as such. He wanted to be called only as Dasaratatmaja. The reason being, Ramavatara was, of course, primarily meant for fulfilling the desire of the devatas for the destruction of Ravana. But then Ravana had that boon, saying that he cannot be killed by anybody other than the human being. So Bhagavan wanted to establish that he is only a human being. And therefore, that was the reason why he always followed that he was a human being as such. Similarly, also, he wanted to establish as a role model for all the human beings. Supposing if he says, he is the Bhagavan, then everybody will say he is Bhagavan and therefore he can do all those things. As a human being, a human being cannot perform all these various types of dharmas. And therefore, that was the reason why always he maintained that he was only a human being as such. In fact, he never exhibited any of his own. In spite of that, there is a person called Kuratharvan. Rama, you tried your best to act like a human being, but in spite of yourself, there are a few instances where you exhibited your Paramatma. For example, when he was fighting with this Karadoshana Trisiras, the 14,000 Rakshasas in this, Janasthanam, he single-handedly managed all the 14,000 and killed them completely. So that is not possible for a human being. So that's where you have exhibited your Paramatma. Second place, you made the construction of this, the bridge across this, the Setu, 100 yojanas. 1 yojana is 10 miles, 100 yojana is 1,000 miles. 1,000 miles, he did it within 7 days through, of course, Nala, who was the son of this Maya. Then not Maya, this is Vishwakarma, who is the architect of the Devatas. So that is where you have also exhibited that you are a Paramatma as such. Then when he gave moksha to Jatayu, Gacha Uttamam Gatim. That means he told when he was performing the obsequies to this Jatayu, when he was on this deathbed, when Jatayu died, he performed the last rites for this Jatayu, and then he said, "Go to the Uttama Loka." That means you go to the moksha. Who can give moksha other than Sriman Narayana? So you have exhibited yourself as Sriman Narayana there. Finally, he took all the people of this Ayodhya through Sarayu into the moksha itself. Who else can do that? So, in spite of yourself trying to act as a human being, the Paramatmic Tattvam came out completely in 4 or 5 instances. That's what Kuratharvan says in his, Amanushyastava. Similarly, and on the contrast, if you look at the Krishnavatam, right from his birth, he has been exhibiting that he is a Paramatma. He told Vasudeva Devaki, he exhibited these 4 Chaturbhujam. When he was born, he was showing with his Chaturbhujam, Shankha Chakram, Gada Padmam. So all those things. So similarly, when this Putana came, he destroyed Putana. Similarly, Trinavarta, then Sakatashura, all these asuras, Keshi, several asuras came. It was only like, one-way traffic from this Mathura. They used to come to Vrindavan and they never went back. So like that. So he lifted this Govardhanagiri with this, this little finger on that. So all those, Bhagavan has been manifesting right from day one. And Krishna Avatar has been saying, he has been saying that is Paramatma also. And also he took this, this Yadavas in this Vrindavan into this Moksha Anubhavam also. So he took them to this Moksha Anubhavam. So all those things Bhagavan did. In spite of that, Bhagavan says, when I'm exhibiting all these things, qualities, then of course he gave this Vishwarupa Darshanam everywhere. I mean, 3 places in Mahabharata you can find. One is when he came as a, this messenger from the Pandava side. Second one was of course, in Kurukshetra in the battlefield. And third one, another Rishi wanted to see his darshan after he was going back from this Kurukshetra to this, with Hastinapura to Dwaraka. So 3 places he is shown his Vishwarupa Darshan. So Bhagavan Krishna was right from day one has been exhibiting these qualities as Paramatma, but he still says, people don't, the Muda, Abuddhaya, that means they don't have that necessary intellect for me to understand I'm the Paramatma. That's what he says. Let's move on to shloka number 25.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Naham prakashah sarvasya yogamaya samavrutaha mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mamajamavyayam.
So when you pronounce it, Naham Prakashas Sarvasya, you don't have to say Prakashah separately. Naham Prakashas Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavritaha Mudoyam Nabhijanati Loko Mamavajam Abhyayam. So Bhagavan says, Aham, Yogamaya Samvrita. All these people are all completely covered with this Yogamaya. Yogamaya is this, the Maya. Yoga means getting united, to unite. They are all united with this Maya and they are being covered. Samavatam, their intellect is completely covered with this Maya. So it has become so dark. The intellect, therefore he is saying, Na aham prakashaha sarvas. That means he is not able to, the Bhagavan's prakasham, that is the Jiva, the Paramatma residing in each one of us, is not being manifest because it is being completely covered by, this Maya. So this Bhagavan is, because they are all getting united, this Maya means getting attached to this, these sensory pleasures and all those things, which is laukikam, all those things, comprising of this, this sattva, rajas, tamas, they get completely covered by these 3 gunas. And therefore, Bhagavan, who is shining inside this thing, is not getting manifested as. Supposing there is a, beautiful lamp which is there, but then it is completely covered by, the black cloth or something like that, the prakasham will not be visible at all because it is getting completely covered by this Maya. So Bhagavan is saying like that, Aham Sarvasya Yoga Masa Samavata. That means everybody is being covered by this, this Yoga Maya, and therefore I'm not getting, my portion is not being visible to them. That's what is in Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Mudoyam Na Abhijanati. Muda means all these dull-witted people. So because they are all covered by this Maya, they don't have that requisite knowledge to understand me. Mudaha ayam na abhijanat. They don't know me at all. So they don't understand me at all. Who is Sam? Lokaha. The world doesn't know me. Mam, know me as Ajam Avyam. Ajam means unborn. Bhagavan is na jayate iti ajaha, unborn. That is what is the one meaning of ajaha. Of course, you have got 3 times you come across in Vishnu Sahasranama, ajaha. It comes across in 3 places. Ajaha. Ajam Avyayam. Avyayam is immutable. So I cannot be destroyed at all. So I cannot be destroyed and I am unborn. Unborn in the sense what Bhagavan is saying is, of course, he is taken this avatar in Krishna avatar. He was born also as son of Vasudeva. What he is trying to say is, I am not born like you. I mean, all the Jivatmas are born out of their vasanas and karmas. In fact, he's going to talk about in chapter 8, where when the lost thought that is prevailing in the mind of the person, the next birth is the cause for that. That means when the person is dying, all the thoughts that come out of him, the most important thoughts, he will cling to the thought which is most dear to him. Supposing if he's saying, if he wants, supposing a person wants to be in United States, unfortunately, the whole of this birth, he has not been able to go to United States. Supposing if that thought is more deep in him, the next birth will be something associated with the United States. Whether he may be born there or he'll be born here, goes to United States, whatever it is. So then that thought determines his next birth. So and that is the what you call this vasana. Then whether he will be born there as a very wealthy person or whether he has to struggle hard or anything is dependent on his karma. If the karmas are good, he will be born in a rich family, like Bhagavan says, in that Yoga Brashta, this where he's saying is, this is Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashto Vijay. That means if his karmas are good, he will be born in a good family, with a wealthy family with millions of dollars or something like that. Or if his karmas is not good, then you'll have to go from here, struggle hard, you'll have to work in 2-3 places here and he's living and all those things. So that is what it is. So that is what our birth is determined. But Bhagavan's birth is determined by his sankalpa. So Bhagavan himself, we saw that in chapter 4, Yada Idahi Dharmasya Glanit Bhavati Bharata Abhyuthanam Adharmasya Tadatman. Whenever there is a decline of dharma, and then precedence of adharma takes over, then he is born in this world. He takes his own avatar. Prakritim Sam Adhishtaya Sambhavami Atmamaya. That means he takes Maya as a wheel, covering himself, and is born as a person in this world. So that's why he's called as Ajaha. That means he's not born out like us. He's only born out of his own sankalpa for a specific purpose. Like Rama Avatar was for the purpose of destroying Ravana. So like that. So Krishna Avatar was because of the request of Bhuma Devi, who said that she is not able to bear the burden because all these people like asuric tendencies, they are committing so much of sins, I'm not able to bear them. Therefore, Krishna Avatar was meant for that. So he takes an avatara on his own sankalpa. That's why he's saying Ajaha. I'm not born like any of you, and therefore I'm born out of my sankalpa, and therefore it's called Raja. Avyayam. That means I'm immutable. I cannot be destroyed at all. Whosoever, how much Duryodhana tried his best to, create problems for Krishna, but he couldn't succeed at all because he's immutable. Of course, our Jivatma is also immutable, but then we don't realize that because we don't get, we don't understand we are Jivatma, and therefore we get into, because of our attachment to this body, mind, and intellect, we think that we are this body, mind, intellect, and therefore we suffer. Body is not ours. The Jivatma is only me. That's what it is. So Bhagavan says, because of the influence of the Maya, their intellect is completely clouded, and therefore they are not able to see the person who is being who is manifesting as Prakash, as a beautiful light inside each one of us. People are not able to see me, and therefore I'm who is unborn and who is immutable. People are not able to see. That's what Bhagavan is saying in this sloka. Let's move on to sloka number 26.
Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana.
Bhagavan is, expressing his sadness here in this sloka. He says, Aham Veda, that means I know. Samatitan, that means whatever has happened in the past. Vartamani, what is happening currently. Bhavishyani, what is going to happen in future. Bhagavan says, I know what has happened in the past, what is happening now, and what is going to happen in the future. Oh, Arjuna. Bhutani. So I know all the living beings in this world. All the living beings, who are there in the past, what are they now, and what is going to be their future. But I know all of them. I know every one of them. But unfortunately, Mam tu Veda na kaschana. Na kaschana. Kaschana means at least even some few people. Not even a few people know me completely, Arjuna. That's what he's saying. I know every one of them. I know what their past is, what their present is, what is going to be the future. I know everybody, each one of the people in this universe. But unfortunately, nobody knows me completely. That's what Bhagavan said. Nobody in the sense, very few people. Only few of his bhaktas. Supposing we take the population of, let us say, 7.5 billion, maybe 0.5%, 0.2% of the people will know about him completely. Not even 1%. That's what Bhagavan is sad. That I know everybody, but unfortunately, not many people know me. That is what the sadness Bhagavan is expressing here, sir, because of the influence of the Maya. And therefore, that's what Bhagavan spoke in chapter 14. In this chapter 7, 14 to sloka, he said, no, Mama Maya Duratya Mameva ye prapad. Bhagavan is giving a solution also. Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tande. If somebody surrenders to me completely, they will be able to neutralize the effect of this Maya and then come back to me. That's what Bhagavan is saying. So that's what he's saying. Vedaham Samatitani Vartamani Charjuna Bhavishyani cha Bhutani Mam tu Veda na kaschana. Unfortunately, nobody knows my true nature. Even the people who see me, because when Krishna was born, we are given opportunity for all the people who came in contact with him to know Krishna as such. But only very few people, maybe the Pandavas, the Bhishma. Then even when the Dhritarashtra knew about that he was Paramatma, but still because he was under the influence of Maya to such an extent that he was not able to even stop the battle as such because of his Putra Moha. That is because of his attachment to Duryodhana. So that's what is. Even the people who knew that Krishna was Paramatma, even Duryodhana also at a point of time says that, yes, I know he's Paramatma, but unfortunately, I'm not able to, overcome all these tendencies in the past. That's what Duryodhana also says. So that means it's very, very difficult to, get over all these samskaras unless we surrender to the Bhagavan and take his self. If you want to do it by our own self, you can take millions of births, but still you won't be successful. The only person who can help us is only Bhagavan or through the Guru. So if you surrender to the Guru or to the Bhagavan, then only the entire effect of Maya can be neutralized. So Bhagavan is talking the great influence of this Maya in the whole this chapter. We saw that a lot of things Bhagavan talked about Maya, and therefore all of us will have to surrender to Bhagavan through the Guru or directly. Therefore Bhagavan will be then thereafter able to take us through complete. Of course, we should have Dhrida Vishwas. I told you the 5 angas of this this prapatti or the sharanagati is karpanyam, our ability, we fully understand that I won't be able to do my own self, and therefore I surrender to you. So that kind of a, that resignation on one's own self, one's own, this efforts must be given. That is karpanyam. Dhrida Vishwasam, must have absolute faith in Bhagwan. Then Goptra Varanam, that means his ability to take care of us. Then Anukulasya Sankalpam, that means doing things which are in the right thing, which are conducive for taking us in the right path. And then Pratikulasya Varjam, that means getting away from the things that are likely to stop us from getting into the ultimate goal. So these are that's what Bhagwan is trying to say. Nobody knows me ultimately, whereas I know all of them. And therefore, let's all at least give some consolation to Bhagwan by surrendering to him and taking self for proceeding further in the spiritual path. So I think we'll stop with that and continue the discussion tomorrow. Vasutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu Krishna 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 Krishna.